lucky enough to meet a serial killer and say, what's it like to be a serial killer? And he'll say, well, you know, I killed 10 people, but it don't make me a bad person. But if you meet someone with Alzheimer's, you say, what's it like to have Alzheimer's? They say, I don't know. So I spent a very lonely weekend in my own head in Bristol filming this short. And it was a very strange experience because Ian knows I like to have fun, but I couldn't have fun with the cast and crew.
It's such a serious matter, isn't it? And actually, it's quite a, you know, we're living in a day and age now where Alzheimer's and dementia is more spoken about, and it's there in public. And really, for an actor to approach something like that, and with all due respect of an actor of your age, it can be a bit daunting.
Well, the thing is, that's what you play now. You play people with walking sticks, grandfathers, old men, people with Alzheimer's, people going off their nut. You know, that's all you get. I don't get cast as nasty policemen or gangsters anymore, which is a great thing. Because I don't have to do any more running. Oi, come at you! Oi!
Which, in a way, you know, let's talk about Robots of Death, as we're at a Doctor Who event. You know, that was a complete different casting for you. You know, you had this reputation of being, you know, the tough, hard geezer type, and then here you are on this sci-fi series, which is essentially a murder mystery in space. But you had a fantastic scene with Tom Baker where you told him to shut up.
Well, you have to tell Tom Baker to shut up because he never stops talking. He's a nutter, but he's a lovely man. I spent a lot of time drinking with Tom in the past in Soho when he was in London. I used to see him in a place called the French House or the Coach and Horses, where Norman Ballon was the licensed victualler, and he was nasty to everyone. He didn't care who you were. Tom, shut up, he'd say. Brian, get out. And anyway, we used to drink in there, and he's a very nice man, Tom, and a great actor. And he does. Well, I don't like him that much because he does all the voiceovers, doesn't he? Give us a chance, Tommy.
But with Robots of Death, it had that sort of, you know, like I said, the murder mystery feel. You know, how did you get to be cast in it?
Do you know? I don't know.
Make it up.
I didn't sleep.
You were naked.
I didn't sleep with that director, Ian.
No, so you didn't sleep with the director.
No, none of that. No.
Michael E. Bryant.
Michael E. Bryant, yeah. I did a lot of work for Michael actually. I did Treasure Island, where I played Stryer Trelawney's man. When I say man, I was just his gamekeeper. I wasn't his man. Don't laugh. And he was named Hunter. And somebody said, "What's his first name?" I said, "Hillman Hunter." Yes, it shows how old some of you are, eh? The old Hillman Hunter, boom boom, third gear. Yeah.
I don't get the joke.
Oh, you're only a baby, Ian.
That's
it's
right.
a car called a Hillman Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hillman, they don't make them anymore.
Oh.
They don't, do they? No. No.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Did you have fun in the rehearsals for Robots of Death?
Did we have any rehearsals?
You would have had rehearsals at the Acton Hilton, but obviously.
Oh yeah.
But for you, unfortunately, your character was one of the first to be killed off.
Yeah. The Acton Hilton. I always go away from the subject. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
So there's a friend of mine called Oliver Smith, Smudger, and he always plays lorry drivers because he looks like a lorry driver and that. But actually, he went to public school, but he's never had any money. He was always, "Hello, Brian. No chance of a fiver. No, Smudger, no. But there's another actor called Terence Rigby, a very famous actor. Did a lot of work for the RSC, and at the Acton Hilton, you get in at the bottom, and then it'll go up, second floor, third floor, and there'll be 3 rehearsal rooms, and It's called the Acton Hilton. It was like 4 floors and 3 dressing rooms. So there's rehearsal rooms, 12 rehearsal rooms. And so one day I was going up in the lift with Terence Rigby, who was never said anything to anybody, and we got to something like the 3rd floor, and Smudger was there, and the doors open, and Terence Rigby whipped out a fiver and went, "There you go, Smudger, go on now, up it." Before he was even able to ask. Yeah.
But do you remember anything of the rehearsals for Robots of Death?
No, I don't remember rehearsing. I just remember going to the studio and being dressed in this silly costume with... I mean, I don't know how you girls... I mean, somebody put my makeup on. It looked as though somebody who was been drunk had put my makeup on. I tell you...
It was good eyeliner.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, when I was at drama school, talking of makeup, we were doing restoration comedy. Now, all you sci-fi people won't know what restoration comedy is, would you?
I do. Yeah.
Anyway, we were all sort of rakes and dandies, and in those days, the men used to put lots of makeup on and have long hair and all of that. And so we're at drama school, you put your costume on and you put your makeup on and then walk on, and the director says, "Yes, okay." So I don't like a lot of makeup, you know. I like the handbags and the dress, but not the makeup. Anyway, so we all walked out and he went, "Yes, yeah, John, that's right, Charles, Brian, look at my lips." He went, "I want you all to put lipstick on, the same lipstick that Brian's wearing." I said, "I'm not wearing any lipstick." I don't know quite what he meant. Have I got ruby red lips?
I'm not going to answer that.
All right. Next question, please.
So, with Robots of Death, it is...
Ian, I'm giving them a lot of information that they don't need.
They're all asleep, Brian.
I'm rambling. Yeah.
Brian, back in the room. Back in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sit down.
Back with us.
Calm down.
I forgot my bloody question.
Oh, come on, concentrate.
No, just about Robots of Death. Are you aware of its sort of high esteem with Doctor Who fandom? It is like one of the top 20 stories of all time. Are you aware of that?
No, can you tell me why?
Because you're in it.
Dear me.
But no, it's got a fantastic guest cast. It's all, even though it's all shot in...
Will you tell my kids that I am liked? I'm not an old bastard.
Give me 20 quid and I'll
Yeah, just email my kids and tell them I'm a good bloke and a fantastic actor in Robots of Death.
That's 50 quid.
Oh, that's 50 quid. That's too much, isn't it? Yeah. No, but I don't know why. It was 3 parts or 4 parts?
4.
I went after 1, did I?
Yeah, you died in the first part.
You said that Michael E. Bryant liked me. Because he did cast me in a number of things afterwards. Treasure Island, and there was another thing I did with Ron Moody in the toilet. No, stop it! Who was that? Put your hand up. Honestly, you know too much about the wrong things. No, it was in the toilet in Camden Town, and I played this night. Do you know, it was difficult because he was nasty, this PC. He was very nasty. So I thought, how nasty can I be when Ron Moody comes down to the toilet to question me? So he came in the toilet, and I went and looked at him. I spat in the toilet. I didn't spit on my shoe or anything like that. And he went, "You going to do that?" I said, "I'm a nasty PC. I can do whatever I want." Yeah. But it was nice working with Ron Moody. And years later, I played Fagin down in Canterbury at the community show. And another true story coming up, Ian.
I'm prepared for it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Don't fall asleep. Here we go. And so it was with all the... We're having such fun, aren't we? Calm down. Put yourself together.
Okay.
And so we did the show, and it was with all the local kids. They all played, boys and girls, they all played Fagin's boys. And because I said to the director, Fagin was a paedophile, wasn't he? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, he had all these young boys working for him and that. And he went, you can't put that in, it's a musical. Anyway, so I'm walking down the high street in Canterbury, and this bloke, and it was just after I'd been in EastEnders, and this bloke came up to me and said, it's you! And I went, yes, I know. I looked in the mirror, it is me. And he said, no, you. I saw you. I said, yeah, in EastEnders. Okay, yeah, EastEnders, you watch EastEnders. We did all that. He went, no. He said, my daughter was in Oliver with you last week, Mary. And I went, oh, little Mary, yeah, lovely, yeah. And he went, tallest effing Fagin I've ever seen. Because Ron Moody and all that, they're all about 5 foot. I played it in a caftan, not bent over. But yeah, I thought that was funny, but you didn't.
So, apart from Doctor Who, we must talk about Blake 7.
I don't know how it goes, but... Yeah.
You've never watched it, have you?
Blake 7, yes. Yeah.
And it's 40 years old this year. In fact, if I've got my dates right, you were rehearsing Series 2 round about now.
Oh dear. Oh, that doesn't bring back memories. No, it doesn't, because one of the directors I didn't like at all. He was a very nasty man. See, you think we all lived together, had breakfast together, had jokes together, get in the car and drive to it. No, it's not like that. You do dislike some people you work with. I mean, you know, when you work at Marks and Spencer's or the library, schools, there are people that you don't like. So, actors, but we don't show it. We go, hi Ian, how you going?
That's what you did to me this morning.
Yeah. What, did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I brought you to the performance. I didn't like anybody. Well, I did like Servalan.
Yeah.
Oh, unrequited love. But she wouldn't have any of it. No. I wasn't quite sure about Servalan. But I think she went both ways. You know what I mean? Oh, did I say something naughty? Nah.
But because obviously Stephen Greif had established the role and you were taking over. You're my favourite, by the way.
Yeah.
10 quid you owe me.
Yeah.
Were you nervous about taking over the part, or did you think, fuck it, I'm just sorry for swearing? Did you think, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to play it how I want to play it? Because it was completely two different approaches to the character.
Well, at first, when they put the costume on me, it was a bit tight. And they said, that's the wrong voice. I said, well, could you just loosen a bit of the back? Thank you very much. Yeah. No, look, I've always said this. Years ago, there was a series called Tarzan the Ape. Johnny Weissmuller, Lex Barker, and a few other people. And they all took over. You know, they put the same costume on, more or less, and just played him, and people just got on with it. I mean, you get on with it. I mean, people fall off the planet, and you go, oh yeah. And every so often you remember him, you go, oh, he liked a large gin and tonic, I remember, yeah. Oh, I remember he had a Jaguar, yeah. Picked me up once in Neasden, yeah. You remember that? That like you lot, you just watch something and you go, oh, he's Travis now, yeah. Oh, he's better than the other one. Oh. Yeah, so it's, horses for courses.
But it is that part, it's always stayed with you though, hasn't it? You know, people remember you for being Travis.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always approach sci-fi unless it's... I mean, I have a problem with sci-fi because all the situations and all the relationships are earthbound. You know, you either love someone or you hate someone. You're having a drink with someone, or you're having a sandwich with someone, or you're in a taxi with someone. in this case you're in a rocket ship with someone, you know. You can't get away from it, so few. So I always treated sci-fi as sort of comic book. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it shows. No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in Blake 7, I've always had my views about it. I always thought, well, if this is a penal, and I did say penal colony in space, why are they all talking with middle class RADA accents, saying, oh, come on, Callie, you know, get it together, and Blake says, we're blasting off now, 2, 1, blast. You know, most people in prison talk like that, or all sorts of accents, and they don't go up in space.
But that was television of the 70s, though, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was wrong, because coming from the criminal class, honestly, yeah, I did go to prison once when I was a kid. This is true. It was very funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It was very. No, I did 6 months when I was a kid. Oh, you don't like me now, do you? You think?
What for, if you don't mind me asking?
I will tell you. Driving whilst disqualified. Honestly, way back when I was 19, so that's 42, 52, 61, they could put you away, and I'm 6 months on the Isle of Sheppey. But now, because it's all drug related, you wouldn't get a prison sentence. You'd get a big fine or something. Yeah. They have got no spaces for people who drive while disqualified. That's why you get all these people who don't insure their cars, don't tax them, steal cars and drive while disqualified, because they know they're never going to be put in prison.
Life skills from Brian Croucher there, ladies and gentlemen.
Life skill, yes, my skill set, yeah. No, but that's true.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay.
But I didn't quite believe it, Ian, because, you know, a penal colony in space, well, it'd have quite a few odd. Maybe Boris might be up there. He might be in cell number 23. Yeah. Dear Boris.
Bless him, eh?
Boris the buffoon. I tell you what, he'd be good in sitcom, wouldn't he? And pantomime, Boris.
Well,
He's good for nothing else. Hello, good evening. Have you got a programme? Have you got a ticket? My mum was sitting there.
Right. In the 90s, you brushed with sci-fi yet again with Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans, which for Doctor Who fandom was like the most exciting thing to happen in a number of years. And you got to work with Sophie Aldred, Jan Chappell, and Carol Ann Ford. So it was a huge Doctor Who Blake 7 cast crossover. What are your memories of that?
Well, we for those that who don't know, we filmed on HMS Belfast in London on the Thames. It was a strange experience. I remember putting a screwdriver in a Sontaran's neck.
Yep.
Nobody I know a lot, you know. I mean, I might sound thick, but I do know a lot. But I know nothing about screwdrivers in Sontaran's necks. Yeah. I managed to get it in there in the end, and we moved on with the story.
But it's never been released on DVD. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's never been released on DVD.
Oh, I must tell my agent about that. Maybe a few bob in that.
But were you aware of this sort of desire for sci-fi back in the 90s? Because Doctor Who fandom was crying out for new things, and you know, the company behind that were sort of feeding that desire.
No, listen, Ian, sci-fi has always been. I mean, I have a fight with my wife. She said, "Oh look, let's go on Netflix. Go, oh, it's a sci-fi program. Let's watch that." No. Oh, come on. All right, there's a sci-fi program. Let's watch that. No.
Has your wife watched Blake 7?
Which one?
Well, your ones.
Well, all my wives?
Yeah, all your wives. Have all your wives watched all of your Blake 7?
I don't know, but when I got married to the third wife, the newspaper said to my first wife, he's getting married again. And I said, what's coming? He's getting married again. Do you think he's a mug? And she said, no, I think he's an eternal optimist. Yeah. No, but my wife likes sci-fi. She does. But I just can't get it lifted off of Earth. I did. What was that one I saw with George Clooney? And the other one I saw, was it The Martian?
I don't know. I wasn't with you, Brian.
Listen, mate, you were on the gin and tonics, large ones. Of course you weren't with me. Are you not getting on with your wife or what? Shh. Anyway. No, there was that one with George Clooney and some... Pardon? Solaris. No, the one where he spins off into space. Gravity, yeah. Well, that one I believed, because it took it into an area away from McDonald's and Waitrose and places like that, you know. It was in space, as it were, in the future. Because it's very slow, isn't it? I mean, revolution is a very slow word, and space revolution is very slow. I mean, they got to the moon and then they stopped for how many, 20 years? Yeah, and now they're sending planes. We'll be dead by the time they get to Saturn and say, I saw a couple of sheep, but there's nobody else here.
I'm going to open up questions to the audience. Does anybody have any questions for this gentleman to my left? Yes?
What was it like working on Bottom with Rick Mail and Hayden Edwards?
Oh, yeah. No, that's something different. You might have guessed I like a bit of comedy. I like a bit of naughtiness and fun. But I've always said, you sit there and watch. You watch him working it out, and he goes, look, he said, when I get the microphone, if I hit you like that, he goes, no, hit me like that, and then I can fall over there. And then you can kick me, and then I'll get up and poke my tongue out at you, and then you can hit me again. And okay, and then they do it, and they said, no, it wasn't quite right. You should hit me like that, and then kick me, and then throw a bucket of water over me. And you watch that, and BBC were paying you money to watch a pantomime, you know, watching the circus clowns. They were lovely. I worked with them on Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, Young Ones, Bottom. I enjoyed that very much.
Okay. Any more questions at all? Oh, yeah, Tim Rideout in the front there.
We'll come to you in a moment.
Say hello to the lovely Tim. Say hello, lovely Tim.
Hello, lovely Tim. Yeah. Where are you going tonight? Well, wait.
What was it like working with Russell Hunter? What a great actor.
With who? Oh, Russell, yeah. Yeah, he was a funny little man, little Scotsman, lonely. Yeah, he was lonely in Callan, wasn't he? Yeah. He was good. He was very, very straightforward, and I haven't got any funny stories about him, but I've got a funny story about Tom Watson, who was another Scottish actor, about the same stamp. They're all a bit small up there in Scotland, but there we are. They don't get a lot of McDonald's, do they? So I was doing this film up near a place called Old Bay, which was near Gairloch and Ullapool, for anybody who knows that side of Scotland. And I was playing this, I didn't have any lines, it was a great part, no lines, but he was this sort of bloke who lived on the beach, and we'd worked it out with the director that he had post-traumatic stress. He was a soldier, he lived, and he built all these mobiles with shells and driftwood and played the guitar, and the young boy was enamoured of him because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a bit like that. And so in this scene with Tom Watson playing the owner of the village store, I'd go in there and I gave him a bit of paper on it which it said rope, screws and a jar of honey or something. And he say, "Oh hi, great to see you up here. Are you enjoying it?" "Oh, I see. Yeah. No, man, a few words." And all that went on, and they said, "Cut, great see, great." Tom said to me, he said, "I've been a Scottish actor now for 50 years, man and boy. I've been looking for a part like you've got. And who did I give it to? A crazy cockney like you."
Thank you. Somebody had a question else? Yeah, at the back there.
Hello?
This is a question about Caldor City.
Yeah, I'm going out with Jim tonight. I can't come out with you. Caldor City.
Caldor City, which I absolutely love. And I've listened to all the CDs over and over, and you're very convincing in them for someone who doesn't like sci-fi. So is it easier to suspend your disbelief on audio than it is doing it in TV or theatre?
I guess it is, because you can go switch over to audio and move the blasters out to, yes, and it's not like Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest, when he says, "Right, take the spaceship out, take it out now." And he said, "But I've only done it in the studio, I don't know." The guy with he said, "Take it out now." He goes, "But you just press the button in the studio and we cut away." He said, "Do it. And he does that. And do you remember Galaxy Quest? So, but on audio, you're not seen to be doing stuff on a wooden set. So, I guess it is a bit easier. And nobody can see you playing that emotion or that thought. And you can sort of get away. It's a very interesting question, that one.
It's also, on audio, you have time to really look at the words and work on the dialogue and get the emotion right on audio as well, don't you?
Yeah. Well,
you don't have to learn them words.
No, you don't. But with acting, it's people say, "How do you learn all the words?" I said, "It's not the words. It's not the words. You have to know the thoughts and the emotions, so that when your next line is yes, it could be yes or no. But if it's yes, you can say yes in so many different ways. So you've got to know that the head and the emotion come way before the word that you get. When you see somebody like that part who doesn't have any words, if you don't get the emotions right, you're nowhere. So, but it's exactly the same on audio as it is on visual. But it's interesting why, if it's easier on audio than it is on visual, I don't know. But you just do it. It's sort of, you've got less to worry. You've just got what's coming in your earphones from the other actor or the effect, and you respond to it. Whereas you're doing more things, walking about and with a walking stick or not. And I guess it does take itself into a different idea. But good. I like questions like that.
Well, I'm afraid we're out of time, but
Brian,
yeah.
I can tell you my whole life story.
But Brian, you've got to go back to the home.
Trying to get rid of me. Anyway.
Brian is, I believe, going to be doing a photo studio with Robin downstairs, and then we'll be signing again until 5 o'clock just outside. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to the one and only Brian.
And I hope we'll see some of you down in Brentford at the end of the month. Oh, you got a question, or are you coming?
I've been forced to go.
Yeah. Hello. You're Mr. Liverpool, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want you there, okay? No, please. What?
Mr. Uber on that day.
He's doing some driving.
Uber?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it true you drive around the houses 3 times and say it's all the fault of the sat-nav?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.